The purple blood dripped slowly from her wounds as Princess Zara crawled through the dark forest of planet Kepler-7. Her elegant silver armor was cracked and torn, revealing deep cuts across her pale blue skin. The crystalline structures on her forehead that marked her royal bloodline flickered weakly like dying stars. 3 days ago, she had defied the High Council of her people, the Valdari Empire. They wanted to surrender their home worlds to the brutal Korthak invasion force. Zara refused to bow to slavers and murderers. For her defiance, her own guards had beaten her and left her to die on this abandoned world. The forest grew darker as twin moons set behind the mountains. Strange creatures howled in the distance. Zara's strength was fading fast. Her people could survive without food for weeks, but the poison from Korthak weapons was spreading through her system. Without medical treatment, she would be dead by morning. A bright light suddenly cut through the trees ahead. Zara tried to hide behind a fallen log, but her injured leg gave out. She collapsed with a soft cry of pain. Heavy footsteps approached through the undergrowth. Zara expected to see Korthak soldiers coming to finish her off. Instead, a strange bipedal creature emerged from the shadows. It was smaller than her people, with tan skin and short dark hair. The being wore simple brown clothing and carried a glowing device that cast the bright light. "Holy cow, what happened to you?" the creature said in a deep voice. Zara had studied many alien languages during her education. This was definitely a human, one of the new species that had recently joined the galactic community. Humans were considered primitive and weak by most advanced civilizations. The Valdari had dismissed them as barely worth noticing. The human knelt beside her, setting down his light device. His dark eyes showed genuine concern as he examined her wounds. "These look really bad. We need to get you help right away." "Why would you aid me?" Zara whispered in his language, surprised by her own words. "You do not know what I am. I know you are hurt and need help. That is enough for me." The human carefully lifted her into his arms. Despite his smaller size, he was surprisingly strong. "My name is Jake. I am going to take you somewhere safe." Zara felt confused by this strange reaction. Among her people, helping a stranger without knowing their status or clan was considered foolish. "I am Princess Zara of the Valdari. My people cast me out for defying them. You gain nothing by saving me." Jake started walking through the forest, carrying her easily. "Maybe where you come from, people only help each other for gain. Humans are different. We help because it is the right thing to do." They reached a small clearing where Jake had set up a basic camp. A simple shelter made from local materials sat next to a small fire. Medical supplies were neatly organized in waterproof containers. This was clearly the camp of someone who knew how to survive in the wilderness. Jake gently placed Zara on a soft sleeping pad inside the shelter. He activated several small devices that began scanning her injuries with beams of blue light. "I am a field medic with the Terran Exploration Corps. I came to this planet to study the plant life, but it looks like I found something more important. The poison in my blood will kill me soon," Zara said weakly. "Your primitive medicine cannot help." Jake smiled as he prepared an injection device. "You might be surprised what us primitive humans can do. We have been fighting poison for thousands of years on our homeworld. Evolution made us very good at surviving nasty stuff." He injected her with a clear fluid that immediately began to ease her pain. Then he started cleaning and bandaging her wounds with gentle, practiced movements. His hands were steady and sure, showing real medical skill. "How did you end up alone and hurt like this?" Jake asked as he worked. Zara told him about the Korthak invasion and her refusal to surrender. She explained how the High Council had declared her a traitor and ordered her execution. "My own royal guards threw me from their ship onto this world. They said I could die slowly and think about my foolish pride." Jake stopped working and looked directly into her large silver eyes. "Standing up to bullies and protecting your people is not foolish pride. That takes real courage. Your council sounds like a bunch of cowards." No one had ever spoken about the High Council that way. In Valdari society, questioning the wisdom of leaders was forbidden. Yet this human spoke his mind freely without fear. "You do not understand. The Korthak have ships and weapons beyond counting. Resistance would only bring more suffering." "Maybe," Jake said, continuing to treat her wounds. "But slavery brings suffering too, just a different kind. Sometimes fighting is the only way to stay free, even if the odds are bad." Over the next few hours, Jake worked tirelessly to save her life. He gave her medicines to fight the poison and carefully sutured her deepest cuts. His medical knowledge was far more advanced than she had expected from such a supposedly primitive species. "Where did you learn such healing skills?" Zara asked. "I served as a combat medic in the Sol Wars before joining the Exploration Corps. Spent 3 years patching up soldiers in some very ugly battles." Jake checked the readings on his medical scanner. "The good news is that the poison is breaking down. You should make a full recovery in a few days." "Why do you risk yourself for me?" Zara could not understand his motivation. "If the Korthak find you helping me, they will kill you slowly." Jake sat back and looked at her seriously. "My people have a saying, evil wins when good people do nothing. I could not walk away and let you die, knowing I had the power to help." As dawn broke over the alien forest, Zara felt stronger than she had in days. The poison was leaving her system and her wounds were healing cleanly. More importantly, something had changed inside her mind. This human had shown her a different way of thinking about duty and courage. "Jake, I must ask something of you. Will you help me contact the human government?" "Sure, but why?" Zara sat up slowly, her silver eyes burning with new determination. "Because I have an idea. The Valdari Council thinks humans are weak and worthless. The Korthak probably think the same thing. But you have shown me that humans possess something my people have forgotten." "What is that?" "The willingness to fight for what is right, even when victory seems impossible. The courage to help strangers without reward. The strength to stand alone against overwhelming odds." Zara reached out and took his hand. "I want to propose an alliance. The Valdari have advanced technology and knowledge of Korthak tactics. Humans have spirit and the will to resist." Jake smiled broadly. "Now you are talking my language. The Terran Defense Force has been looking for allies since the Korthak started expanding into our sector. Most advanced species want nothing to do with us newcomers. They judge you by your technology and dismiss your potential. That is a mistake that could cost them everything." Zara stood up, testing her healing leg. "The Korthak succeed because they face enemies who have grown soft and comfortable. They have never fought anyone like humans. What about your people? Will they listen to you after what happened?" "Many young Valdari are unhappy with the Council decision to surrender. They respect the royal bloodline even if the Council does not. If I return with powerful allies and a real plan to fight back, they will follow me." Jake began packing up his camp with efficient movements. "Then we better get moving. I have a communication array back at my ship that can reach Terran Command. Once they hear your story, I think they will be very interested in meeting you." As they walked through the morning forest, Zara felt hope returning to her heart for the first time in months. This human had saved more than just her life. He had shown her that courage and honor still existed in the galaxy. Together, they might find a way to stop the Korthak advance. "Jake, there is something you should know about what we face. The Korthak are not just conquerors. They are slavers who break the spirits of their captives through torture and terror. They have destroyed dozens of civilizations." "Sounds like they never met humans before," Jake said grimly. "We do not break easily. And we have a real problem with bullies." Princess Zara smiled for the first time since her exile began. Perhaps the galaxy was about to learn what happened when an unstoppable force met truly immovable objects. The Korthak had made the mistake of threatening both her people and her new human allies. The war that was coming would be unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen, and for the first time since the invasion began, Zara believed they actually had a chance to win.